A fourth quarter surge leads the Utah Jazz past the San Antonio Spurs. And the Jazz playoff picture, are we back in this thing? On a crazy night in San Antonio. Next, it is POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone, and as we broadcast right now, Jalen Williams has just made a layup. I don't know which Jalen Williams, but Jalen Williams has made a layup for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they have actually held on to beat Detroit 107-106 a moment ago. Corey Joseph hit a three, and we suddenly thought the Jazz were going to be a half game out of the play-in, but they stay a game and a half out. Dallas did lose tonight, so the Jazz are now tied with the Dallas Mavericks for a game and a half out of the play-in as the Mavericks lost to Philadelphia. Every night it's a little different, little this. You think the door is closed, and for a moment there, it looked like it was going to open as Detroit looked like they were about to upset Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City before Jalen Williams had a layup. For the Jazz tonight, the story was Talen Horton Tucker, Ron Boone, a career-high 41.
Yeah, and what, 25, 30 minutes? How many minutes did he play tonight? That's the fourth quarter.
29.
29 minutes.
30 minutes.
25 shots. I mean, that was very respectable in a variety of ways. I mean, knocked down threes, got to the basket, knocked down a couple of little. He never shoots a lot of mid-range. I mean, he either gets in the paint or he shoots three or at the rim. So he's but great night, 41 points.
So what's interesting on this one as much as anything is I was in the locker room with Ochai and Talen before the game. We were talking about the leading scorers in this game were Devontae Graham with 14 points a game and Chris Dunn at 11, and there were a lot of points that were available. And, you know, you can tell a little bit that those guys are kind of fired up for that opportunity. They're not, you know, sitting there thinking to themselves like, oh, you know, obviously they want to have Lowry marking those guys in there, but these are NBA players. Their reaction to that is, I still got a chance to be able to pull this off, right? This is an opportunity for me to show who I am, and Talen came out a ball of fire tonight.
Absolutely, David. And these are not rest minutes that they're playing. These are minutes that mean something. They're in the flow of the basketball game. Their plays being called for them, and those type of things. So, heck yeah, they knew what was coming. They got excited in the locker room. Probably got very excited at shoot-around this morning, knowing what was going to happen.
So 41 for Talen, second time in his NBA career that he's dropped 40. He did that in April for the Lakers against the Warriors. What have you seen out of his development, Ron? He really had there was a period of time where he had a rough stretch and was actually almost hard to watch at times.
Yeah.
What have you seen as he's developed into this, gotten the increased role, playing, you know, over the last 15, 20 games?
He still forces the issue. I mean, he still forces the offense. I mean, sometimes he's very forceful of wanting to get to the basket, and his head is down. But then there's other times when he is trying to make a play, and there's a reason for where he's trying to go to throw a lob or set somebody up. So his improvement as a point guard is coming, but I really believe tonight that he thought he had to score in order for the Jazz to win.
I think he did. I mean, we went to break early in the game, and we said, you know, there's not much of any one-on-one creator on the floor other than maybe Talen Horton Tucker. That's what I said.
Yeah, you did. That's where the points were.
That was what I said. I said, like, there's not another guy on the floor on either roster tonight who can go make a play and get a bucket. He might have been the only one, and he showed that.
Yeah, he got up, and very early. I mean, as a matter of fact, he knew that he was going to have to put some points on the board very early in the ballgame. What did he have at the half? 18. No, he had 27 at the half, and
16 in the first.
16 in the first quarter. I thought it was 18 and 16 in the first quarter.
So the thing on him is, like, he took 25 shots, which is great to score 41. I think he's the only guy on the floor who could have taken 25 shots tonight. I don't think there's another player who played in this game for either team who could manufacture 25 shots.
There's a lot of guys could take 25 shots tonight, but
no, I don't think they could.
You don't think some of these? Well, let's see.
I don't think there's another guy out on the floor.
I think Simone can definitely get up 25 shots if you leave him out there long enough.
I don't think he can create enough shots.
You might be right about that.
Maybe Devontae Graham.
That'd be tough. Yeah, you're right. But I would have liked to seen Abaji get more than 7 shots tonight.
Yeah. He missed his first 3 to start the night. Walker's minutes are down. He played just 20 minutes tonight. Looks like the Jazz might be controlling that. But just worth noting, in 20 minutes tonight, Walker Kessler, plus 20.
10 rebounds.
I mean, it's crazy.
A couple of blocks.
We were -9 in the minutes where Walker was off the floor and plus 20 with them on. Like, every night this is happening. All right, the newest player on the Utah Jazz is Luka Samanic, and he played 29 minutes, 28 minutes tonight. He went 6 of 11. He Wait, that's Krista. He played 24 minutes tonight. He went 2 of 8, but he had 9 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal tonight, and a block. What did you see out of the 6'10", former 19th pick of the San Antonio Spurs?
I like what I saw, and I like what I saw strictly for one reason is that he only went through shoot around this morning. So without knowing exactly what the Jazz need out of him or what they wanted to do, he showed pretty good. Have to see more and see him, what he's like for him out there with the other starters, with Clarkson or Marketing, and Olenek and things like that, and seeing how he works out, as part of that rotation. But I think he showed pretty good tonight, though.
I mean, the interesting one, he's 6'10". He's pretty athletically skilled. And as I kept saying on the broadcast, the Spurs aren't drafting this kid 19th if he didn't have a lot to his game. Now, it didn't work out in San Antonio, and that happens. But I can't imagine R.C. Buford's drafting a guy 19th in the draft and he becomes and he's a dud. It didn't work for some reason. Luka kind of openly admitted today he wasn't particularly mature about not playing. Will Hardy alluded to it. Luka then said it again in our postgame show. I'm more mature now. This might be a little fine by the Jazz here.
Well, hopefully, and I don't think they would bring him in if they didn't see something. It's all about bringing guys in. You just don't bring them in strictly because they have a ton of talent, or they have to be good people. First of all, and they have to fit into what you're trying to get done, and the direction that you're going in. And maybe he does. You're adding another three-point shooter. I don't know how well he's shooting it now, but he does have the range, and I don't think he'll be shy about taking that shot. So at 6'11", we'll see.
Jazz take over this game in the fourth. They led it by 3 at the end of 1. The lead was down to 2 at the half. They led it by, I think, 5 going into the fourth quarter, and they dominate the early part of the fourth, stretch it out to 19. What changed in that part of the game, Ron?
Well, they made some shots, and I really thought that they got a couple of easy buckets there, got everything going, and then San Antonio seems to miss some shots, and they just fell apart. What you expect out of a team that's struggling, and they only won 19 ball games here at home, is that correct? 13-25 at home, and with only 19 victories all year. So, like what I saw.
Spurs are awful.
They're awful. They're not good right now.
Now, they're not playing Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and Jeremy Sohan. They weren't particularly good when we saw them earlier, but that was not a very good basketball team we were playing tonight.
No,
I think maybe the biggest one, as much as let's give Talen credit and Luka Samanic, who was nice, that was not NBA caliber team that they were playing tonight. I'm not sure that there's more than 2 or 3 NBA rotation players that they played against this evening. And so before you make too many outlandish, exciting comments about the future of various players, let's see them try it against the Boston Celtics, the Brooklyn Nets, and the LA Lakers in the next 3 games against teams that are trying to win basketball games.
That's my point with Luka as well.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, Greg Popovich was very low-key on the sidelines. One of those coaches that'll call a timeout when you make a mistake out there on the floor. He's not even doing that anymore. Just letting guys play through their mistakes and play through what they have out there on the floor and hope they get better.
All right. I don't know if this is too hard to do tonight. 2 stars tonight. Talen Horton Tucker gets one of them.
Right. I'm going to give mine to Luka, and I'm not going to pronounce his name right. Samanic.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
I'm going to go that direction.
All right, that is our postcast tonight. Thank you very much. Lacey mentions that she refuses to take Walker Kessler for granted and is plus 20. And Chris Dunn, she wants to give a little credit to. And Lacey gets to do these things because she's Lacey.
She is Lacey, isn't she?
Yeah, she didn't change her name today or anything. Okay, that wraps us up.